done a video in a week, I think. Mainly because I kept forgetting to, and then it got hot and I got tired, so. But it's Sunday the 29th of June and it's currently 1:30 in the afternoon. Yesterday, I kind of changed it up a little because Stephen is now in Sweden for work. So I changed my whole routine. I still got my nails done. An appreciation moment because she's gorgeous. Had fluff underneath my nails. But yeah, and then I came home, I did the cleaning, I then did my shopping, and so this morning, I haven't done anything. I woke up, I had breakfast, I took my medication, I then had lunch at 12, had a shower, and now I'm dressed for the day. You saw this in my other video, and it's the only thing keeping me sane because, do you know what? Let me just show you. That is the temperature in my house, well, flat, right now. And if you're from England, you know we don't deal well with the heat. It is what it is. But to make matters worse, I unfortunately was born with a rare genetic condition that makes this type of weather even more sucky. So let's sort myself out while I explain to you what it is that I actually have. So the condition that I have is called EB, and in my case, it's epidermolysis bullosa simplex localized, which is a mouthful, yes. So I just call it EB simplex. It is a condition that causes your skin to be extremely fragile. The slightest friction or traction or any type of like trauma, like things rubbing on it, putting pressure on it for a prolonged period of time, causes my skin to become extremely blistered. The way that I've explained it to people before is, imagine when you get a new pair of shoes and you're breaking them in and you get those horrible blisters because of that. I will get that simply just from getting up in the morning or walking around for 5 minutes or using my hands for a bit too long or even writing. So I currently have a blister on my finger, and it's not fun, it hurts. It means that I can't wear stuff typically that I would. So I can't wear things like sandals because it causes too much pain. Even to stand right now, I am in an immense amount of pain, which you wouldn't think about it, because if life has taught me anything, it's to just smile through it and I will cry later. Another aspect of the condition is the fact that mine is mainly localized on my feet, but it also causes thick, hard skin. So on the edge of my big toe, bottom toe, baby toe, around my heels, around the sides, in between my toes, I get a lot of thick and heavy skin there, and it's also the worst places where I get blisters. So trigger warning, because I am about to introduce you to some pictures of what my feet look like. I'm really sorry. So here are just an accumulation of photos that I took a couple of years ago to really showcase just how bad my condition can get. And don't get me wrong, I would consider myself one of the lucky ones, because there are people who have different strains of EB that are physically so much worse than mine. So I am in no way, shape or form taken away from that, but at the same time, I'm not going to take away from the fact that I suffer immensely and my quality of life because of the condition is greatly affected, even if I may not show that. So when I officially got diagnosed, because the thing with the condition is it is caused by a genetic mutation, I believe it's in the keratin gene, that helps the layers of your skin form properly. There's a disconnect with that, is how it was basically explained to me, and as a result of that, your girl suffers, but it is what it is. So I go to a clinic in London, St Thomas's Hospital, in the rare diseases. It's an EB clinic where I see a podiatrist, I see a clinical nurse, and I actually, what's her name? I can't remember the actual name, but I have a specialist, I think it's like a specialist consultant, sorry, who, when I first got diagnosed, they were a little bit shocked that I'd never had support up until when I got referred. And I only got referred when I got an infection in my blister, because I didn't know how to dress it or care for it properly. And I was given antibiotics. The doctor who actually did the referral actually had it as well. So I was 20 years old. I'm now 27. So 7 years ago, I was getting no help. And you first get symptoms when you're like, you start toddling around, because when it's mainly located on your feet, that's when the symptoms will start coming up. Well, at least it did for me anyway. All my life, I remember going to the doctors, especially with my mum when I was younger, and they were at first treating me for verrucas. It wasn't verrucas. I then later on in life saw dermatologists who agreed with my GP that it was athlete's foot. It wasn't athlete's foot. They tried to give me medications, like creams, but that just makes it worse. So it unfortunately is a condition where not a lot of people will know about it, especially in the NHS, which unfortunately means that they are letting people down. And it sucks. I now have a card that I will present when I'm in like emergency situations, for example, which tells them you have to be extremely careful when, like, if you need to maneuver me, because my skin is that fragile. It is, as I said, mainly localized on my feet and my hands, so it doesn't really affect anywhere else. But as you get older, your skin gets more fragile anyway, so already having a condition that causes fragile skin means I'm more susceptible to getting blisters in places that I wouldn't ordinarily have them. But luckily, the world is great in a way. Science has come a long way. So currently I am bandaging my finger. This sticks to itself, but it also means that I'm not causing any more unnecessary friction to somewhere that is already got a blister. It sucks, but I would have to redress this if I was at work throughout the day, because it's great, but over time it would like start rolling on itself. I don't know if you can see that, but I also had one there that's burst. I've got one coming up here. You can't see them at all. And it's not great, but it is what it is. And especially around this time of year, it's unfortunate. So as I was saying, there's lots of advances in technology that mean I don't have to, not that I don't suffer anymore, but that I can navigate my way through life a little bit easier than I did like before. So one of the things that I have is obviously this. I also have some, I call it padding, but it has ibuprofen in it. I also have these, which you stick in the fridge, and let me tell you, they are a life changer. I'm about to put them on my feet because I'm struggling. And these are my last ones. I need to get a new prescription. But my GP has taken them off of my repeat prescription, so that's great. But that's how they look, and they're relatively easy to put on. For this one, I am putting this on the back of my heel. Well, a little bit on the back of my heel, but mainly on my actual foot. They are so cold, but the feeling is like nothing else. It like instantly, I'm disappearing, sorry guys. The feeling is instantly so much better, because it like instantly cools my feet, and genuinely that's all I could really ask for. They are a little tricky to put on the heel though, because they don't do what they're supposed to. I'll be back. So yeah, that's just a brief introduction to the life that is me. You're welcome. Now let's crack on with the day. I'm probably going to go and see my mum. I haven't seen her for a bit, and it's nice weather outside, and I want to lift the mood up a little bit, so let's go. Made for this heat. Let's go get an ice cream before we go to my mum's. Good secured. Now on to my mum's. Oh look, we're here. State your name and your reason for being here.
Hello, my name's Christopher Alex Ojera. Currently 19.
Hold on. Did you really just give your full government name?
Currently 19 years old. But my name's Chris actually. Actually, my name's Mark.
Okay, Mark, and how old are you?
24 years of age. Currently in the garden. Lives Stacey here.
I'm Stacey.
Stacey Adams, because she's married.
Sorry, what was my name before?
Stacey May. Stacey May.
Okay.
Now Stacey Adams.
Yep.
Currently in the garden, bit hot, bit sweaty. Got the tissue out, wiping myself off my forehead. It's not looking good.
It's so majestic.
Kick some ball, you know, I'm just fat as fuck. Tired. Can't even bloody run for 1 minute now. You know, maybe I should get on the treadmill at the gym a couple times. Yeah.
Oh my god, you're actually too funny. Alexa, what's the time?
The time is 7:42 p.m.
It's still daylight. I'm in my pajamas. The sun has knocked me out. I'm literally shattered. I've got a load of washing on. I've put a load of washing away. I'm going to be making my lunch in a little bit. But for the rest of the evening, I think I'm just going to chill. I've got work tomorrow, so I'll sort out my work bits. And yeah, I will catch you in the next one.